Hey lovies, welcome to my channel. This is Michelle here at Life Mantra Tarot. I hope all's been well with you guys. I haven't checked in with you guys in like probably over a month now. I am so sorry. Just been super busy and between working two jobs and mommy stuff and business stuff, just been like trying to preserve my energy as much as I could. Yeah, so I want to thank all of you guys who have been continuing to support my channel. For those who are new subscribers, welcome. And for those who haven't checked me out yet, I hope that you like what you see here and feel this is a safe space and that you get a message out here that resonates for you. So without further ado, we're going to check in on you guys and your energy at this time to see what's been going on and what you need to know at this time for your highest good. All right, Spirit. Let's see. So we have the central sun, abundance downloads, regeneration, success. I like that energy starting out. All right, so we're going to get a few messages from this deck. So we got 3 cards that flipped. Starving, healing, codes. Important information, wounds are healed, recharging. Crown chakra upgrade, divine connection, holy experiences, miraculous energy. Heart of source, all-encompassing love, unconditional acceptance, serenity. Let's get one more. Let's get the overarching theme for this reading, for the collective energy. I like what I'm seeing so far. And we have Star Earth activation, anchoring, grounded action, Isis energy. All right, so this is really, really nice. Okay. We have Gaia Gateway activation, learning experiences, wisdom transmission, earth intelligence. It's also representing being grounded, so it makes a lot of sense. Anunnaki, I'm probably saying that wrong, I'm sorry. Anunnaki, sorry. Light codes, energetic shifts, new information, end of a cycle. Now, ironically enough, I had started a reading prior to this, and the energy was weird. As soon as I started pulling tarot cards, it did not resonate, or not, I wouldn't use the word resonate, but it did not connect with the overall theme that I was picking up initially. I was like, let me cleanse the space again, just to make sure. When I split the deck to see what was in the middle, kind of got 2 different cards. So we have ancestral realm, karmic release, healing the lineage boundaries, along with Sirius star blessings. Yes, proceed, be seen, push through. So what I'm seeing so far is, and it goes back to what I saw before, there's a cycle that has ended, a karmic cycle that has ended, lessons that have been learned from those karmic cycles, in which for a lot of you, these are cycles that have been passed down from past lifetimes. You're learning, you had to learn these lessons in order to close out those cycles, and now you're able to take them, apply them in new ways. And this is going to allow you to bring in abundance in different aspects of life, not just financially, but just in general, your overall happiness and just feeling of positivity. Experiencing unconditional love, being able to accept yourself for who you are, being able to accept others for who they are, and just understand the importance of unconditional love. That's a huge thing to be able to do, because not everybody knows how to do that. Especially when it comes to ourselves, we tend to be very hard on ourselves. So maybe, you've beaten yourself up a lot because, you've been through a lot of stuff and you feel like you just aren't good enough sometimes. And then now you're learning, like, okay, I'm healing, right? I'm recharging myself. Yeah, you're a star seed, you're a star being, and in the same way that you're able to help heal others, you are now healing yourself too. So some of you might be natural healers just by nature, like that's just who you are. I'm getting energy of like a lot of star seed energy, chosen one type energy. I also feel like you guys are getting a lot of downloads right now, so pay attention to like your dreams and things like that. There's a lot of things going on around you that you're like, was that a download? You know, whether through synchronicities or things like that, like in your dreams, different types of things like that. Actually, in the last reading, there was a card that basically was representing like clairaudience. So some of you might get your downloads that way. So pay attention to those things. Being more close to source and to spirit through being very grounded. That's a way that you'll be able to get a lot of messages. So yeah, do a lot of meditation. That's when you're going to get a lot of messages. A lot of information is going to be coming down to you guys in that way. All right, so we're going to look deeper into this energy with some tarot. All right, Spirit, so let me let positive energy into this remainder of this reading. Let's give the collective the most accurate messages possible. They need to see for their highest good at this time. But again, I do see very good energy so far. That's awesome. So we're going to clarify what a Celtic cross. I just love Celtic crosses because they're so precise. They're so, like, you don't need to pull a lot of cards to get very descriptive answers. That's why I really like them. So let's look. Ah, look at that. I like it. Got the Chariot. Moving on, right? Onward and upward. You're moving on successfully from things that you know had to deal with, lessons that you had to learn, things like that. So you're moving forward in your life. You're able to move forward with success. So this is a very positive card. Yes, this is nice energy. Tell us more. Thank you. All right. Yes. So I feel like now we saw a card about releasing karmic energy, right? So this is definitely about karma. You guys definitely had to experience like some type of karmic lesson of some sort, whether it was related to a relationship or something. Everybody's situation is going to be different. So yes, and as I say, a relationship. What's on the bottom of the deck? Ace of Cups in the reverse. So for a lot of you, it was probably a relationship that was not that great. Moon in reverse, like it was revealed to you that something wasn't right in that situation. This card was the first card out before Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. You put a lot of time and effort into something that was not going anywhere. A lot of heartache and pain. Tell us more. Yeah. You have the Five of Wands in the reverse, along with the Sun. So, you know, the Sun typically is like the most positive card in the deck, but I feel like in this particular case, it was more about a revelation of some sort. Perhaps like after a point of time where you were dealing with a lot of internal conflict, maybe external conflict too, if it had to do with a relationship. You realized you're wasting your time. You realized that you did not want to be in a position of feeling like you were just constantly in an uphill battle in a relationship that wasn't going anywhere. What was the point of that? So you might have had a hard time making a decision to leave that situation with the Two of Wands here on the bottom of the deck in reverse. But you had to learn how to challenge your own cautions and things like that, precautions, I should say, and concerns. Top of the deck, yeah. Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, so there's a cycle that had to close out. Yeah, you realized you had to let go of the pain. You were in a place where you knew that like you deserved better. I mean, we have this card here, Heart of Source, all-encompassing love, unconditional acceptance surrounded me. right? Understanding the importance of true love, right? And that starts within yourself. You can't stay in situations thinking, oh, well, I love this person, and, being codependent, right? Staying in situations that no longer serve you, being miserable, for what? Just to end up being hurt in the long run anyway? No need to stay in that. So a lot of you, I feel like that's what this is about. You decided to move forward, and you realized that it was time for you to work on your own intrinsic happiness. Tell us more. Yes. So some of you might have Leo in your chart, or might just be a fire sign. Got the Six of Wands here. So again, another part about success and victory. I mean, it's a lot of success here. I'm liking this. You guys made a decision to be able to, how can I put it? You made the decision to leave a situation, whatever that was. It doesn't even have to be romantic, but for a lot of you, I think it was. You made a decision. It was not an easy decision to make. You made a decision when it came to some type of partnership, and you realized, I can be successful on my own, and I don't need to rely on anybody else for my happiness. For some of you, this person could have been very abusive to you. Emperor in the reverse in the middle of the deck. I mean, you guys decided, hey, I'm not going to stay in a situation where I don't feel valued. Why would I stay in a situation where I don't feel recognized for everything that I do? You guys realize and recognize this within yourselves, that this was a situation that you had to step away from. And you're healing. Tell us more. Excuse me. I've seen the word success about 4 times already. You have the World. So it was meant to happen this way. It was meant, like, this was a lesson that needed to close out. We saw a lot of cards about, like, some type of completion or lessons, like with the Justice, and then we saw the Chariot, we saw the World. Like, that's all about, like, moving forward. And in fact, we saw a lot of major arcanas here, like a lot so far in this reading. Wow, this is like a major transformation. In fact, in the other reading that I started to do, one of the first cards that I saw was the Ace of Swords. It's all about major breakthroughs and clarity, right? Look at that. It's not the Ace of Swords, but it is the Ace of Wands. It's all about passionate new beginnings, right? And just being very enthusiastic about what's to come. Spirit is definitely letting you know, like, remain optimistic. Like, you might sometimes feel like things are not going exactly the way you want it to, and you might worry sometimes. Yeah, after all the disappointments and heartache, this is on the top of the deck, Ten of Swords. All the disappointments and heartaches, it's like the worst of it's over now. Ten of Wands in the middle of the deck. You make this shit up. That's all about, like, the worst is over, and that's why the World is here. So this is beautiful. I mean, wow, this is really nice. Tell us more. Yeah, in the recent past, I feel like you guys were in a situation where, again, I was saying this before, but we saw that Seven of Pentacles in the reverse, same kind of energy. We got the Eight of Pentacles here. That's about patience and hard work. Usually, like, in worldly matters, a craft or something like that. But sometimes it could be other things too. And you guys felt stuck. These came out together. You got the Six of Swords here in the reverse. Like, you guys felt very stuck, very stagnant. Felt like it just wasn't going anywhere. Yeah. But in the past, you might have been afraid to make a decision. And that's just very similar energy from the last reading. Just the way the cards were coming out was like all over the place. So I feel like the message was not as clear as it is right now. Especially because, like, the cards had dropped out of my hand. I'm like, there's a reason why that happens. I cleansed everything, and guess what? The message is still relatively the same. So yeah, I mean, you guys felt like, things weren't moving forward in your life. You felt stuck and stagnated, and you guys made the decision to say, I'm going to leave behind things that no longer serve me. You might have been dealing Might have been dealing with a fire sign. I said that before, so I was picking up that energy. Um, yeah, for some of you, you could have been dealing with a fire sign. Um, yeah, but you decided to stand your ground. Yeah. So a lot of you were dealing with a fire sign, and I think for some of you, not all, so take it as it resonates. Some of you might have only been in that situation because you felt stuck because you relied on that person financially. Not like in a gold digger kind of way, but like let's say if you were married to somebody and they were the breadwinner and you didn't feel like you were able to support yourself on your own. You might have stayed in the situation longer than you should have simply because you did not feel like you could come out of that situation and actually be successful. Six of Wands, right? So again, take it as it resonates. Everybody's situation is different, but that's the storyline I am kind of picking up on. For others, it's just something in general. You just felt like, you know, whatever it was at that time, that it just wasn't serving you, whether it was a job or something, just wasn't working out. You put in a lot of work into something, you just got nothing but disappointments after disappointment after disappointment. You had to make a choice to leave it behind, despite being fearful of the unknown. Um, Tell us more. Yeah. So with the Page of Wands here, you guys are like a lot more enthusiastic now than you used to be. You also might have some good news coming in. Um, we have the Eight of Swords that came out along with it in the reverse. So if you guys were ever like in your head a lot about decisions that you had to make, or like, are things going to look up for you? The answer is yes. Like, things are going to look up for you, but don't stay in your head, you know, because that could alter things, right? Like, a positive mindset is very, very important, because again, we got the Ace of Wands in the bottom of the deck again. So there's definitely something, like, you guys have something in the works here that you guys have been thinking about doing. And you know, this is going to be a period of time where, like, you're going to have to just allow yourself to persevere, you know, be resilient. uh, your strength has been tested and will continue to be tested, but things are going to end up working out in your favor, and it's going to lead to this. It's going to lead to the Nine of freaking Cups. You know, you're going to have wish fulfillment. You're going to be happy on your own accord, not because of somebody else and what they're doing for you, but because you honestly truly are just happy. This is, like I said, this is really nice energy. I really like this reading. This is really nice. So you guys have been little busybodies, I see, working on yourself. I like it. I like it. All right, so tell us more. All right, so you guys are showing up as a Queen of Cups. I like it. So you guys are very nurturing, very caring, just loving people, which is why this card is here earlier, about that unconditional love, right? You guys are just naturally very loving people. And I feel like despite everything you've been through, you're choosing the high road. You're choosing to still be loved. You know that you're lovable. You know that you're worthy of love. You know that you want to give love and receive love equally. That heart, let's put it like this, that heart chakra is open. Yeah. If there was any confusion about what makes you happy, you've gone through a major transformation with this death card here. Like, you've gone through a major transformation. Yeah. And this is after having to, yes, and that's the truth. Okay. So this is after having to choose to leave behind something else or someone else. And this is somebody who at the time you actually saw like love with. They showed up as a King of Cups. But the King of Cups could also be very emotionally manipulative. So we saw that Emperor in reverse. So if they were very controlling in a way of that they played with your emotions, right? And they had that emotional intelligence where they were able to like pull those strings in your head to really mess with you and in your heart as well, to really like manipulate you. But I feel like that's what was going on. But again, you guys have learned that, you know, you're not going to let things confuse you anymore. You you see the clarity. I just saw the Ace of Swords in the deck. So like, you guys are very clear now about what it is that you want and what you deserve and what you're going to put up with and what you're not going to put up with. But you still are choosing to remain a loving person, which is hard. That's a very hard thing to do. You know what I mean? Like, when you've been through a lot, it's easy to become emotionally closed off. But it doesn't seem like that's where you guys are right now. You guys really have been working on your healing process. Wow. So, got the Ten of Wands here. That's all about like just being like burdened and just, it's the ending of like the worst though, right? Like, you know, everything feels super heavy, and then it just gets, you know, after that there's nowhere but up in a way. It's like after you've gone through that, between that and like the Ten of Swords, it's like once you've gone through all of that stress, whether it be emotional or whatever the case may be, like just feeling all of that burden, all those problems, they just lifted up. That's where you are. So like, yeah, because again, you planned ahead. You got the Three of Wands here. You made a decision to move forward. You literally might have actually moved. For some of you, take it as it resonates. Some of you literally might have physically moved to get away from this situation, you know, and it might be a relatively far distance for some of you. Why? To work on your intrinsic happiness, your wish fulfillment. Okay, with the Nine of Cups here, you know, ultimate just happiness and wish fulfillment and contentment. You know, you're working on your own stability for yourself. For some of you, take this as it resonates too, you might have a King of Pentacles coming your way, who's actually going to want to give to you equally, but you might still have a little bit of soul searching to do before then. Meaning just working on yourself, making sure that you can give in that way, but don't be afraid either, because there could be growth and expansion in that situation. But there is still some possible healing that you might have to do for first, which there's nothing wrong with at all. It's better to be sure that you're ready to move on than to jump into something that you're not ready for. Tell us more. All right, got two that are trying to come out. Okay. I feel like some of you are fearful that you're going to make the wrong decision and it's going to cause you to become delayed when it comes to, you know, trying to, you know, work towards your happiness. We got the Seven of Cups here in the reverse. And it's showing up as like a hope and or fear. And it also came out with the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. So I feel like for some of you, you might just be feeling a tad bit, what's the word I'm looking for? I wouldn't say apprehensive, but just maybe cautious, slightly overly cautious even, because you're so concerned, like, well, if I do X, Y, and Z, whatever that is for you, is it going to work out, or am I going to remain stuck and stagnated still? You know, and that's because you're still living in the past with the Six of Pentacles here. Don't let the past be the thing that holds you back. This might be a time for you to question your belief systems and value systems with the Hierophant here. Reevaluate your idea of relationships, like marriage and things like that, religion, all kind of things. A lot of things that you know are from your past that you might, okay, I just got to download. Very specific. For some of you, you came from a religious background, very religious background, where it was supposed to be very traditional, like marriage and all of that stuff. Rely on, you know, the husband to be the breadwinner, you stay home with the kids, that type of thing. So some of you, take it as it resonates, might have actually been married and were in a very controlling relationship, and a lot of it stems from your background, childhood, all that stuff, where you thought that's how a relationship was supposed to look, and you stayed in the relationship way longer than you feel you should have because of the fact that you allowed your traditional beliefs dictate your decision. For those of you that's for, Again, take that as it resonates. It's very, very specific. This is, like I said, this is a time for you to reevaluate what does love and happiness, all that stuff look like for you. Don't allow anybody, your parents, grandparents, nobody. Don't let anyone dictate what that looks like for you. That's very personalized for you. Your success is personalized for you. Your happiness, your intrinsic value systems, all those things are something that you are the creator of. So take that as it resonates. That's a very specific message, but nonetheless, this is just simply a time to reevaluate these kind of things. Regardless, don't let the past be the whole thing that holds you back. Because I just saw the Chariot in reverse after the Hierophant, so in the reverse, right? So it's like it's gonna make it very hard for you to be able to move in the direction that you're trying to move in, and that spirit and your spirit guides and source, so on and so forth, are trying to push you towards. Don't allow that to be the thing that holds you back and hinders you from progression. All right, let's get our last message from our tarot. Nice. So, despite the concerns, what's going to end up happening on your own accord, the way you want to do it, whatever this means to you, 10 of Pentacles. So that's all about longevity. That's about security. That's about stability. That's about, but we're talking about not just like, oh, I'm financially stable. This is like generational wealth stable, okay? Inheritances, things like that, large sums of money, that type of thing. Basically really being affluent and wealthy. And this is something that you might build with somebody else. You might build it by yourself. But you gotta allow yourself to feel what you feel with the Five of Cups here. You know, you might have some regrets or some remorse that you still feel from the past that, again, hold you back. But this is this is what's coming in towards you. You know, but don't let anybody tear you off your path, because there's gonna be people who are gonna try to slow you down or, you know, take your passion away. Don't let that be the case. It might be this past person, for those of you who this is about, a past relationship, marriage, whatever. That person might try to come in and mess you up, trying to reunite with you. I would say don't allow that person to do that, because you've already been working towards your own. Look at that, you're showing the best of Queen of Pentacles. So like you're working on that on your own accord. You're not working on it with this person. You're doing this by yourself. So this person is definitely going to try to come in and be in your head. And this is the energy. Okay, let me just show you what I'm seeing. So we got the Knight of Wands in the reverse. That's about a very flighty, in and out person. And then we have the Two of Pentacles in the reverse. That's all about instability. We got the Page of Swords. That's about somebody possibly watching you, somebody who's very curious. And then we have the Nine of Swords in the reverse. So this is a person who might try to really come in like fucking with your head, just to get you off of your path. And this is the attitude you're gonna have to have when it happens. Queen of Swords. You're not gonna take no BS from nobody as you're working on this part of yourself and your journey. Like, this is about you right now, and you gotta make sure you stand your ground. We did see that Seven of Wands earlier. Stand your ground, because people will try to come in and mess up what you've got going on. This is not the time nor the place for that. So we're gonna get a few oracle cards just to get ready to close out. Not gonna go too crazy with them. All right. Beacon of light. You are a leader, teacher, and mentor for many people around you. Very similar energy from what I saw before. Very interesting. So let's get maybe 3 messages from this one. Divine intervention. There you go. Get ready for a miracle. You are in the midst of a divine intervention. So remember I said with this World card, this was like what's going on behind the scenes. It was divinely orchestrated to happen that way. Tell us more. Freedom of soul expression. You may be holding back from expressing yourself out of fear of losing or upsetting someone around you. So don't be afraid to be your authentic self. You might have a hard time being able to put yourself fully out there because of, again, remember we saw that Hierophant. This, like I said before, this might be a time that you have to challenge all those old belief systems and things like that and be true to who you are, be authentic to who you are. Some people aren't gonna like it, and that's perfectly okay. That's their problem, not yours. That's their business. That ain't got shit to do with you. We got soul contracts. Before you were born, you agreed to partake in a specific experience that assists you in the evolution of your soul. Interestingly enough, the number on here is 13. We saw the death card in this reading, which is also the 13. So that definitely is a message. This is all about a major transformation in your life. Yeah. Yep, and all this is happening so that you could like align with your soul purpose too. Like this is all happening exactly the way it's meant to. It's one of those things that could be a little bit confusing. Ah, look at that. Okay, when I split the deck on this other deck of cards, we got perception. You're getting ready to have a shift in perception that will change everything, along with creative projects. And it's time to get things done. Make your creative projects a priority now. I definitely was picking up on that, and that makes sense because we did see like the Ace of Wands and stuff more than once in this reading. So again, about creative projects and things like that, right? So very interesting that showed up. And then we got the freedom of soul expression here too. So very interesting. Speaking up, using that voice. Yep. Wow. Definitely got some synchronicities here. For sure. Alright, Spirit, let's get maybe 3 cards from this one. Alright, so we got, excuse me, environment. Now's a good time to speaking up, my throat chakra must be closing up on me. Now is a good time to clear, clean, and declutter your environment, which you guys have been working on. Self-sabotage. You may be creating pain for yourself by standing in your own way. Remember I said before, some of your old ways of thinking and thought processes and things like that might be the thing that holds you back from progression. This is the time to let that stuff go. Those came out together for a reason. Let's get 2 more. Literally 2 more. Okay. Angel numbers. Remember I said pay attention to synchronicities and stuff? Can't make this stuff up. Pay attention to the signs. Your angels are trying to deliver a message. So pay attention to the angel numbers. Past life connections. You are currently healing from past wounds. So we got this card about healing wounds, and then we have this card about healing wounds. And remember I said before with that was the Justice card in the reverse. That's basically about like karmic relationships and stuff from the past that you had to like basically rid yourself of. That's what's happening here. And we have mirror on the bottom of the deck. Everything that is happening in your external life is a reflection of your inner world. With inner child. Interesting. So back to what I just said. You are currently healing old emotional wounds. And this is stemming from childhood. Can't make this stuff up. That's what that 6 of Cups was about. Wow. And parting ways in the middle of the deck. It may be time to move on from this person or situation. So remember I was saying before, I feel like for a lot of you, you guys had to literally separate yourself from something or someone in order to move on with your life and to, be on this path of self-betterment and really align with your soul purpose. You keep Spirit, y'all on one tonight. As I said the word purpose, I was splitting this deck. You can't make this up. I think that's the last message of the night, but I'm probably still gonna shuffle. I'm gonna just take this card out just for the simple fact that, okay, hold up. Nope, I'm not even going to. I'm not even gonna shuffle. I'm gonna take these 2 cards right here when I split the deck, and that's it. Purpose. I know what I'm here to do. And with it, when I split the deck, imagination. Imagination. I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. Wow. You cannot make this up, even if you wanted to. I'm not even going to shuffle the deck. I feel like there's no need. So, guys, that was a beautiful message. So, again, to kind of sum it up, you guys are still in the process of healing, but you guys have been doing an amazing job of doing so by keeping your heart full and open. And you're being rewarded for it. To be able to have that sense of resilience and not allow what has happened in your past and what you've had to work on healing from. You haven't allowed it to take you off of your path or to dictate how you treat others or how you treat yourself. You're learning how to still, love others and love yourself. You're learning how to be happy. You're learning how to find that happiness within yourself and not seek it from other things or, outside validation, so on and so forth. You're not allowing anything or anyone to, take you off of the path. You've learned the lessons that were necessary to be learned. You're remaining enthusiastic along the way. So this is really, really beautiful energy. So just keep on remaining grounded and paying attention to all the signs and synchronicities that your spirit guides are sending you, because they're definitely sending you different things that are going to help you along your way. For a lot of you, you might be working on some type of creative project that stems from this situation that you dealt with. And this is a time for you to really just hone in on that. Pay attention to all the downloads that you're getting, because those are the things that are going to, a lot of you might be waking up between 3 and 4 in the morning. Comment in the comment section. Let me know if that's a thing for you. A lot of people that happens. They get their downloads at that time. And a lot of times it's like creative stuff, and it's like, oh my God, I just want to sleep. But your spirit guides are talking to you at that time, so it is what it is. But anyway, I hope that you guys found this reading to be useful. I hope that it resonated, and so if it did, just give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment in the comment section below. I am open for personal readings, so if you are interested, my contact information is in the description box below. Thank you so much for the continued support. I appreciate and love all of you very, very, very much. I'm going to try to get back to doing readings more regularly. It's just hard with everything else I have going on, but I want to be there for you guys and help you out in the best ways that I also can. So with all that said, until next time,